Hey ladies, so I really want to take a second and I want to encourage you, and I want to just point out some simple truths about wellness and the pursuit of wellness. First of all, it's a journey. It's not a destination. We all want to see change in our lives, and we want to see better in our lives, and that's normal. And what's also unfortunately normal is that we have these unrealistic expectations of ourselves and of progress, and we view different people view progress different ways. But I think it's really important to be realistic about the journey that you're on with health and wellness, and recognize that nothing is going to be achieved overnight. It takes time, it takes practice. Most people who have nearly toxin-free homes, for the most part, they've been on the journey for years. They've been on the journey and they have been actively working towards that lifestyle. So, if you know that you want to get to a certain place, just take action steps to get there, and don't expect it to happen overnight. Nobody is holding that expectation over your head, and you don't have to hold yourself to that expectation as well. Just knowing better means that you can start doing better, and that's what's important. So I'm going to talk about a few ways that we are exposed to toxins and toxicity. Some of the most common the levels of toxicity come in our home. They come from inside of our homes. The air quality in our homes, researchers say, is worse than the air quality stepping outside into the world. So ways that you experience toxicity in your home can be from scented candles that have synthetic fragrances in them to enhance the smell. You also have dyes in foods and in drinks, even to make the color more appealing to the eye and more enticing to purchase. You also have plug-ins, wall plug-ins, and different types of air fresheners for your car, even, which is kind of even worse because you're talking about a confined space with no airflow a lot of times, and you've got those synthetic chemicals just coming into the car the way that they do. Others are antibacterial soaps. There is actually a lot of harm in antibacterial soaps, and you can do very basic searches on Google and learn a little bit more about that. And we really do encourage you to take a lot of this information and research it, and do your fact checking, do double check things, and learn for yourself that, like, whoa, there's actually information out there supporting all of this. And maybe a lot of this is enlightening, maybe only some of it is enlightening, but there's definitely some double checking you can do. Other forms of environmental toxins are like our detergents, laundry detergents, fabric softeners, dryer sheets, especially dryer sheets, and there are other options. You can use wool dryer balls to help fluff your clothes and dry your clothes. And also some people who want that scented freshness in their clothes, they also put essential oils on those dryer balls. We do in our home. We love it. We go through a lot of lemon oil for that fresh scent. My husband's addicted to the lemon, and it's a better addiction than the synthetic forms, for sure. Just the idea is to just really take notice and take a look around, even the room you're in, and see, ask yourself, does that product potentially have chemicals in it that could be harmful? Or do I even know if this product over here has chemicals in it that could be harmful to me or my family? And then to take practical steps towards making a change and making it different. Maybe axe those candles this month and do something different, and then next month, change something else. Get rid of certain hand soaps that you might have. They were cheap, sure, but are they harmful to your health? Do your research, look up those ingredients. Another thing that you can do is download some of those really helpful apps to your phone. One is called Think Dirty, which tells you how dirty a product is and how harmful it is to consumers. You just simply scan the barcode of a soap or a shampoo or conditioner or a household cleaner, and it will list all of the ingredients and then rate its toxicity, and also more specifically tell you what types of toxic effects it could have, like on the reproductive system or on the respiratory system, which is important if you, especially if you have children even in your home who just seem to struggle ongoing with a lot of that that upset, and it could very well just be the cleaning products you're using on a regular basis, or scented candles, or other things like that. So really, we're trying to present that awareness and suggest, maybe there are certain areas that you may haven't looked into before, or even really noticed. And there are so many options for alternatives. We even have a really special resource through tonight that you can get from whoever invited you, that has lots of examples and options for alternatives to a lot of the things that we're talking about tonight in all of the different sections. I wanted to quickly tell you really quick about an act that Congress passed in the 70s. It is the Toxic Substance Control Act, which what it did was it grandfathered in between 63,000 and 100,000 chemicals that were on the market at the time. And what that meant was that there was no regulation, no testing that had to be done. There's no one that has to answer for those ingredients. And so today, in the products that we have, only about 50% are tested and regulated for safety or at all. And a lot of products that are on the market today don't have to list the ingredients that were grandfathered in back in the 70s, and I don't know about you, but that scares me. Honestly, that scares me. So I think it's just important to really encourage mindful consumerism. As a whole, as a society, we definitely are being taken advantage of in terms of what we are led to believe is safe, or what we are led to believe is effective and safe. And I think that it's up to us to really ask those questions and demand those answers, and especially for your family, because ultimately it starts with your wallet. It starts with your trip to the grocery store, or your trip to Target or Walmart, or wherever you purchase those items for your home. I mean, we as consumers, we have that ability to band together and say, no more, we're not doing that anymore. And it really, it starts in our home. And so I really just want to empower you and encourage you to take that stand for yourself and for your family, and start that conversation. Talk to people and say, I don't know how to do X, Y, Z. How do I start? How do I start getting rid of these toxins and replace it with something that actually is safe, that I can check and know that it's safe? And if you don't know that something's safe, find out if it's safe. And then real quick, I just want to touch back on the nutritional side of toxicity. It's so important to know, just like it's important to know what ingredients are in our chemicals and in our cleaning supplies and in our self-care products, and what we're introducing into our home. Just like it's important to know where those ingredients came from, it's also vitally important to understand where our food is coming from, because we're feeding our bodies with that. And I know that it was touched on in Tiffany's section with gut health, that it's so important to know, how are those crops being grown? What is going into the soil? What is going onto those plants? How is it harvested? How is it getting from the fields to the store even? And then how is it cared for at the store? I mean, these are questions that we should be able to have answers to, and a lot of times we don't, or we just, as consumers, it's out of sight, out of mind, and we don't think about it. We just go in and we get it, it looks fine, we clean it, and then we eat it, and we don't really think about sometimes much further than that. And so really just to recap, there's lots of ways that toxicity plays a role in our life, and it's important to take notice of that and to make action steps to change it, and to realize where you're at. So I really just be encouraged, be empowered. You can definitely get that encouragement here, and you can get it from whoever invited you. They care about you, they love you. So we have a little bit more content on toxicity, and then we've got a little bit more for you tonight. So go ahead and click on the next video.